Hey, this is Shaylee and this is my fiance Bree. Thank you for watching. So today's gonna be kind of a fun story, and I'm a little nervous to tell you guys our actual real story of how we met.
I love this story.
She really does. I don't, but I do at the same time. So we're gonna dive right in. We had met on Tinder and we had talked a ton, and I knew I really liked Bree. We talked a lot. A lot.
All day, long paragraphs.
Yeah, it wasn't
Wasn't a couple sentences.
We messaged a little, we really got in deep conversations, and it was great. And we had a date set up, and we were gonna go miniature golfing.
She asked me, by the way.
I did. This is true. And it was the day of our date, and I was freaking out. I had never honestly met anyone online like that before, so that was different, because that is a little bit different, right? If you guys had that experience, it's a little scary. But really, though, I think that I really liked Bree, and yes, I had dated other people before, but and I liked them, but never on the level of we just connected on so many levels, and we valued a lot of the same things. And I knew she was gorgeous. I saw all of her pictures and stuff. I hadn't met her in person yet. But I feel I knew her personality pretty well just from all of our talks and stuff, that I was holy shit, I'm gonna really like her. Scary to me, because I don't come from the most supportive family in that regard of our relationship, or my lifestyle as they call it. And so honestly, I think a big part of what happened that day came, I think it hit me. I think I'm about to go out with somebody that I would actually really like and see a future with, and instead of just have fun and get to know, you know what I'm saying? It was totally a different circumstance than I've been in, and so I think I just got stressed and scared. So we were going
Long story short, what'd you do?
We were going to meet for miniature golfing, and I was going to pick her up, and I didn't show up. I'm so sad.
But we were talking right up until this point. We were talking up until 30 minutes before she was supposed to pick me up.
And I was in my car. I had gone to where I was supposed to pick her up. I was there, and I left, and it was awful, and I just cried, and I don't know. I mean, I was so excited.
Well, I took an hour and a half to get ready, and I never do that.
And I usually take a long time, but I think it was a mix of definitely it was less of the scary Tinder stuff than it was more of I think I was scared and knew this would be a relationship that would have to push certain boundaries that I hadn't had to conquer, I guess, before. And I know sometimes it hurts my feelings, and so I just knew how great she was, and I didn't want to put her through that, I guess. It was my biggest thing, if that makes sense. So complicated, right? But anyway, I messed up, right? And how are we sitting here together today? I have no idea. But
I know. I know how.
What happened next?
What happened next was I went to find you on Tinder. She had deleted her profile.
I got rid of it. I was I can't do that to someone.
Nothing I could do to reach out. So we didn't talk for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Crazy, right? It's so freaking weird.
And went on with my life. I remember being really sad that day. That night.
So sad.
It was sad. And then...
That's so sad to me. I was so sad too.
A year and a half later, I'm just scrolling through Tinder because I hadn't gotten, apparently my life together in a year and a half.
Thank goodness.
And there she is. This girl that stood me up.
So bad.
Remember looking at this picture
shit.
And I don't know why, but I swiped right. And she had too.
Of course.
And I was the audacity.
Mm-hmm.
And I was well, she's never going to say anything, because how could she say anything?
What do you say? Sorry, I suck as a human. That's so awkward. But yeah, pretty much. And I was with my friend Leah, and I remember we were sitting at the couch, and I was she matched. She swiped on me, because I knew that I obviously did it first, and I was yep, just gonna try it. Don't deserve it. not gonna happen, nothing's gonna come from it. And then she did too. And Leah suggested I say, what?
Just said, hey. Hey, don't I know
Don't
you
I
from
know
somewhere?
And I knew what, I should
Oh,
not
you
have
mean that
listened to it.
time
Yeah.
that you bailed on me?
So sad. Isn't that so sad? Like, I'm not even that. If you knew me, I'm not a person to be late for anything. Like, it stresses me out, right?
Yeah.
And not just that, like, even if I don't want to do something and I commit to doing something, I do it.
Watch all those movies, you know, that make you cry about some girl getting stood up for prom. That's how I felt.
Isn't that so sad? Like, it's so sad. And the reasons why I feel like
Well, and
are
I didn't
sad.
know
No,
those
of
reasons.
course. But how do you say that to someone you haven't even, like, officially met? I mean, wasn't as vulnerable. I, like, pulled back and obviously freaked out. But I'm so thankful that we worked through all of those things.
We just kept talking and talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't honestly think I was actually going to meet her. Again, I wasn't sure.
Her response was, when I asked, basically, like, for a second chance, and I apologized and stuff.
It was like this heartfelt, long speech about how she's so sorry, how I didn't deserve that, how she just regrets it, and like asked me if she could please have another chance. It was really sweet. It was a huge, vulnerable apology, and I said, sure.
Which is fine.
One word,
I was
no
happy.
period, nothing. Sure.
It was great. That's all I needed.
Had to make sure she knew there was some sass back in there. She found out.
It's true. I already knew that was there before. But we talked to, like, family and friends of certain kinds, of course. But, like, when people are like, oh, you guys are cute, where'd you guys meet? We're like, oh, at title boxing. Because that's all actually true. Like, I did work out there. She worked there. Saw her there. But we didn't, like, we knew of each other before that because of these experiences and Tinder and the standing up and stuff. But we did eventually get it together. Luckily, we went on our first date, and then we've been together and super happy and crazy about each other ever since. And I'm so thankful.
It was the best first date. It came with a lot of teasing too.
It's true. That was kind of fun, like, in a way of, like,
breaking the ice by saying, are you going to stand me up again?
I don't suggest doing that, just so you know. Please, because it really, like, that was something that for a year I held. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't, obviously it's not something
but
you want to do to someone.
In that year and a half that we weren't talking, did you go out on Tinder with anyone else? Was this your first experience on Tinder?
Yeah, that was my first.
Yeah. And so you did go with somebody less important or what?
Yeah. They become friends, though. Like, I knew I didn't like them. That was the difference. I mean, not in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like there was, like, I didn't ever feel like a connection that we had, I think. And that's what freaked me out. Because I was like,
a life-changing connection.
Yeah. We just meshed really well. And the others were just, like, we could be friends, we could hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing bad, but, like, it was just different. You bring someone that you, I don't know, that you like a lot into something like that. Does that make any sense? Anyway,
it's complicated.
Complicated. We'll have a lot more about that kind of stuff later, but that's, like, our real story, and it's crazy. And again, I do not suggest anyone doing that to someone because it's so sad. But I'm so thankful that ours worked out.
I hope that you plan, like, the best first date ever.
And we will do a video on our first date because it really was, like, such a cool date. Like, so next week, stay tuned. We will have our first date video out. But thank you guys for watching this. Definitely feel free to comment on your thoughts of this crazy story of ours. And we will see you guys soon. Let us know if you have any questions or anything, too. We can dive in deeper to some of this fun stuff. But thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.